Hi, my name is Emily Hill, and I'm an English 1 teacher at Haltom High School, and I'm finishing up my first year as a blended teacher. And I made this presentation for a graduate course that I'm in through Texas Tech. And I thought about editing it a little bit, but for those of you that know me, I'm about as open and honest as they come, so I left it as is, so I hope you'll enjoy. Thank you so much. Emily Hill, and this is my end of year project about promoting student agency for next school year. How I hopefully can increase student agency next year is I want to start with a school survey for my students. I want to share it through Google Forms, ask them questions about what they like, what they enjoy doing, what topics interest them. I want to know what they watch on Netflix because the kids watch so many documentaries on Netflix and are learning things constantly that interest them, and I want to know what those interests are, how they like to learn, and I really want to know a time when they felt really successful in school. When was a time that you felt like you really accomplished something, and what kind of feeling did that leave you with? Because again, student agency is always about making the student feel empowered in their learning. I also am going to use a goal plan with each student, and this is where I plan on really hearing my students' voice through conferencing. I'm going to set a goal for them, a realistic, SMART goal that they can achieve each 6 weeks, and at least conference twice a 6 weeks. And this is where I really want to hear my students' voice. And by hearing their voice, I want to implement things that they want to do to demonstrate their learning, giving them the power in their learning and not always teacher dictated. And those are the two things that I plan on creating also for next year is the survey and the goal plan sheet and conference with them in order to hear their voice. There are going to be barriers, of course, there always are, and so I want to take you to this screen right here. As you can see, this is our forethought, and this is our scope and sequence that we have to follow each 6 weeks. I'll pull it up right here for you, and it's a lot, and it tells us when we're supposed to be covering each 6 weeks to make sure that we follow this CBA blueprint right over here. Now this is pretty long, and you can also see to the right as I scroll down, it tells us exactly what we're supposed to be teaching and when we're supposed to be teaching it. They also give us a curriculum on what stories we're supposed to be using to teach, and really there's not much freedom that we have at all. The other thing that we all dread is what we call this state test right up here. Yes, unfortunately, we can't get around it, we can't avoid it, but this is one of our other barriers is it limits our kids and how they demonstrate their knowledge of all the English 1 TEKS. Now, how do I plan on getting over these barriers? Part of me just wants to throw out the scope and sequence. Say, sorry, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to see if that will get me anywhere, but what I do know as a teacher is that very rarely is administration really checking what we are teaching. They're more worried about are the kids learning the TEKS that they're supposed to be learning. So what I want to do is put these TEKS in my students' hands and give them the control. Do you understand what these are saying? Do you understand what they mean? How would you show mastery of these things? And again, give them the control of this is what I need you to learn. How are you going to show me that you're learning it? Again, I will set parameters, but what I would love to do is have students actually locate things online, such as articles or things in the news that interest them or stories that interest them, and show me how you can master these things. But also giving a teacher structured environment. But again, not having to follow when they show what, but that they're able to do this and give them power over it. I also want to provide choices for them. So another document they need to know is the tested TEKS. These are the things that you're going to be tested on the state test. Yes, there's a very specific way they test you on it, but how are you going to show me that you know these things? Give them choices in showing their mastery. Again, maybe I provide those choices for them. Maybe they provide the choices for me and they get my approval from it. But either way, give them choice in what they are doing. That's my presentation for today. Thank you so much.